The path to self-enslavement isn't a climb upwards. It's a hole that you're actively digging yourself into. You dig it so deep that escaping it feels hopeless. It's the art of redefining failure as success, mistaking slavery for freedom. You're trapped, not by accident. How could you be? You're the one holding the shovel. And until you admit that, nothing will change. So we start with slavery. Slavery in this context is the state of mind, one that was inflicted on you. What defines the mindset of a slave is the absence of agency. You can see this clearly in the way that people explain their circumstances. The story is always the same. I don't make things happen. Things happen to me. It's a story designed to protect your ego. And if things only happen to you, then you're powerless to change them. There's no action you could have taken, no decision you could have made, no choice that would have led to a different outcome. To justify not having agency in your life, you must deny two fundamental things, those being self-ownership and free will. Self-ownership means your body is your property. You are responsible for the effects of your actions. I own my words, my arguments, and my behavior. I am responsible for the effects that they have in the world. Now we hit the biggest lie ever told to the masses, and that is that you have no free will. Imagine screaming at a rock falling down the hill. Go left, go left. We all understand that a rock has no free will. It will fall where it will fall. But you never see these people debate a rock. And if they did, you will call that person insane. You know, I remember debating a determinist, and during my opening statement, I said that everything I am about to do is outside of my control. It has already been predetermined. Since that is the case, I'm going to leave this video of myself that my opponent can debate with, because debating me or debating a recording of me will have the same exact effect. Nothing will change. So I played the video and I walked out. Every single person in that room started laughing out loud. And my opponent, well, he just rage quit because I was able to show the absurdity of his arguments. Now, moving on to the next part of the blueprint. What reinforces the slave mindset is being a coward. A coward chooses safety over freedom. He is controlled by fear. Fear of pain, fear of conflict, fear of judgment. Instead of following his own internal compass, he is guided by the crowd's approval. Self-deception reinforces your cowardliness by turning conformity and inaction into a virtue. You stay in a job you hate for years, not because you love it, but because it's predictably safe. You call that responsibility. You call it maturity. But underneath it all, it's just fear. And the lie you tell yourself will sound something like this. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm just being cautious. Being a coward is the emotion, fear. Deception is the story that we tell ourselves, the lie. This state of mind eventually makes a person incapable of being loved. Why? Because no one can love an NPC. You can only be loved if you exist. I cannot love someone who isn't there. When there is no real person, there's only ideology, dogma, and fear. There's no one there to connect with. This leads to having a fractured relationship with oneself and a bad conscience. Self-deception then becomes the coping mechanism for the resulting internal turmoil. And what does that cause you? What are the results? Well, if you can't be loved and you can't live with your own conscience, then you will not be able to sustain a real relationship with anyone who actually exists and can think for themselves. And from this point forward, self-sabotage becomes unavoidable. You will sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. You will destroy relationships, especially with those with a good conscience and can think for themselves, because a person like that will expose you and see right through you. That's why we attract who we are, not who we want. And even if you manage to enter a relationship with someone who genuinely cares about you, it won't last. You will start to feel like something is wrong with them. You will tell yourself, how can they love someone as broken as you? They must be flawed. There must be something wrong with them too. And you will self-sabotage that relationship in due time. Much of the self-sabotage that happens shows up as passive-aggressive behavior. This is the slave way of dealing with a master. When someone cannot directly communicate their feelings, opinions, or desires, they create impossible situations instead. They drag their feet. They withhold effort. They make mistakes on purpose. Slowly, the master becomes enslaved to the slave. You've seen relationships like this. Or maybe you even been in a relationship like this. The passive-aggressive person lacks the courage to be vulnerable. So self-sabotage becomes the only outlet for power and self-expression. So this is the blueprint of your own enslavement. Slavery, being a coward, self-deception, and self-sabotage. And you are an active participant in this. Decision by decision, lie by lie. But here's the good news. If you built it, you can also dismantle it. The unconventional blueprint to true freedom isn't motivation. It isn't positive thinking. It isn't just work harder. It's reclaiming agency. It's accepting self-ownership, and it's accepting free will. It's choosing to act even when you feel the fear.